Oh, yeah, let me go. I'm 33, by the way. People asking me, 33 years old. So I'm not too young, but I'm still young. You know what I mean? Still floating around those areas. That's what I'm doing right now. So gold, USFA, now, yeah, they usually are the most popular things when it comes to YouTube. So I can trade all of them, to be fair. So we'll go into gold, and obviously if people want US30, they want NASDAQ. Like I said, I have no problem going into it for YouTube. I want to make like set value for people on YouTube. This is what I'm talking about today. It is a scalping strategy. But before I go into anything, I am going to explain this, and people have to take value in this first. And I feel like this is the most important. This is why I decided to it's why I'm deciding to start the Zoom with this as well and record now. I'm just going to go to everybody's microphone just to make sure that everyone's microphone is going to be muted now. So that there's no, yeah, so there's no talking back in there. Okay, so first and foremost, let me close Discord because I don't want that popping up every 2 seconds as well. What actually happens here is I swing trade naturally. Yeah, this is how I'm going to put it for you. So when I'm saying, and that's not every single day I have to swing trade. Obviously, some days I can put scalps in there, yeah, if I need to, but that is very few. I don't do it every single other day. I'm looking for trades or every single day. Yeah. I swing trade because trading is based on how my lifestyle is. And that's how most people should put their trade in, how your lifestyle actually is. If you do not have the time to physically try and scalp every day, don't force it. Look for longer term trades. This is probably for people that obviously work 9 to 5s and are a lot more busy. Yeah. Trading needs to be adapted to your lifestyle. Yeah. Then the next thing I'm going to put into this as well, yeah, is that we need to understand this, and this is a key value. And even I saw another YouTuber talking about it the other day, and I find it's very, very important what I'm trying to explain here, yeah, is people need to stop looking for the golden key, yeah, when it comes to trading. There is no such thing as a golden key. No one you're going to go to is going to teach you something that is going to just be pat and parcel every single day and it's going to work. Forex and trading does not work like that. You have to be accepting of these losses. You can have a day of losses. You can have a week of losses. You can have a month of losses. You can have 3 months worth of losses. Hell, you can have a year worth of losses. Not obviously altogether. You're going to have wins and losses, but you get where I'm coming from. Your whole year could be a negative result at the end of the year. You never made money that year. You actually lost money that year. This is trading. If you want to become a professional trader, whoever you are, we need to understand that this is how the game goes. Big, huge banks with billions, trillions, yeah, possibly so. They do not, yeah, win every trade. This is even why hedge funds are called hedge funds. They're not even sure where the market's going to go all the time. Hence the point of them hedging. So sometimes they buy and they sell. Do you understand? So us as retail traders, we need to understand at a point, we cannot be here expecting that you're going to learn a super nifty way. This is what UK people say, some nifty ways, super secret source of how you're going to win trades every single time. It doesn't exist. What actually exists is long-term consistency. Yeah, you need to learn how to trade one thing, stick to that one thing, master leveraging as well, which is so much more important. And I talk about leveraging in my mentorship. That's one thing I will stick to my mentorship in terms of leveraging, because that's a whole nother, as we say in the UK, kettle of fish. It's a whole nother zone. Yeah. And I'm going to go into all the mass breakdowns of that just now. And in this, like I said, I'll keep that into the mentorship. But more than anything, you need to know leveraging on your account and understand that. Yeah. And once you get to that point, yeah, of realizing that there's going to be winning trades, there's going to be losing trades as well. Sorry, I just had to mute someone. There's going to be winning trades. There's going to be losing trades. You are going to be fine in this game. Trust me. If anybody is not aware of that, yeah, go and get yourself something called an equity simulator. That's what it's called, an equity simulator. And then put in your results of your back testing on any one strategy. And it will show you that there's going to be periods where you're going to lose. There's going to be periods where you're going to win. But over the period of a year, 2 years, you can set it up to however you want it to read the data. Yeah. You can be either profitable or at a loss. You can check win rates with this equity simulator as well at the same time. Yeah. When it comes to them. So you could put in the equity simulator, what happens if I've got a 55% win rate? Will I be long-term consistent? It will show you that. Yeah. I don't have it right here with me, an equity simulator, but I've got no problem probably in future making a video about it if I need to. Yeah, that's another part of my team. My brother deals with that, my older brother. He deals with a lot of the maths and stuff like that as well when it comes to things in Forex for me. Yeah. So now, yeah, once I've just got that point out there, we have to be accepting of losses. Like seriously, not a joke, like seriously. Yeah. And we're going to see this in this whole trading strategy here, what I'm explaining to you. There's going to be days where you're going to lose for 2 or 3 days in a row, but then going forward, you might end up winning 5 times, or you might win 2 more times, but then lose 2 more, but then win 5 after that. Do you understand? Yeah. So stick with me here. We're going to play around with it. We're going to have a little look into what I'm explaining here, and we're just going to see what this strategy does, just following simple rules. Okay, cool. So I'm going to get into this right now. So first and foremost, you want to be on the 15-minute chart of gold. Yeah. Further, before I get into that, is everybody aware of what I just said there? It wasn't rocket science. It wasn't something crazy. Can we just get some yeses in the chat, please? Just so I know everybody's awake. Everybody's listening here. I know it's 10 o'clock now. We've probably had a busy day. Obviously, I know in other countries it might be a bit earlier. Cool. Thank you. Just so I know that we do have alert people here and understanding what I'm trying to say. Stop trying to, yeah, basically win every trade or think you're going to go anywhere and win every trade. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work. Yeah. Cool. All right, then. So now let's get into it. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I might have to stop and start because of people's microphones are open. I can mute everybody's mic, but then I have to keep unmuting them when they want to speak. So I try to not do that. We'll see how it goes anyway. Participants. Let's see. Yeah. That's mics open. Okay. Cool. All right. So now let's go into this. So this was a setup I did have. It's not to even do with this strategy. It's to do with how I've got basically when I create anything that might be one of my groups or anything like that, I've got personally myself. This is not something I'm obviously giving out there to people, but I give them the alerts that I get as well. I've got my own system that can pick up several confluences. I've had someone design this for me. And once I put all these confluences in there, basically boom, 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 that I'm looking for, it will give me an alert on a trade. Trinity is a sister indicator to my indicator that gives alerts as well, more longer term alerts, which is Neo. Trinity gives shorter term alerts. I'm testing it out to work with indices and to work with gold as well as currency pairs. And these were the last 2 trades that were given out on it. It was this one down here I gave out in the group, and I gave out this one down here. Proof of that, just so people can see that I'm not just, you know, talking, because some people sometimes they'll say, oh, you're just talking. You know what he's saying? He's crazy. He's crazy. He's a Forex scam. He's a scammer. Yeah. This was the whole trade here. You can see that was broken down beforehand, which was given out. You can see the trade. So this is before that last buy that went up. Yeah. Here was the other one. I believe here was the other one. And there's another picture of the other one before it did anything here. You can see right here on gold. So you can see right here, there was another one right there as well. So those were the 2 trades that I was just explaining to you over here. Make sure no one's there. That did come through, boom, boom, boom. So I gave a full breakdown as well. Even instead of just saying, okay, buy now, I actually gave a full breakdown in the paid Neo group, which people are getting Trinity right now on beta testing for free, because beta testing, that's why I'm putting it for free. So, okay, let's do this now. So when it comes to gold, that's all of that stuff out of the way. Let's get into what we're here for today. Yeah. I don't want people to be bored or anything. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly scroll to anywhere in the chart. And then I'm going to start to break down this strategy with you, just to show you how it doesn't matter. As long as you stick to these rules, it will play out what is happening here, basically. So over a period of time. Okay. So I had to mute someone. I might just have to set everyone's microphone to mute. So I'm probably just going to do that quickly before we go into it. Just because I don't want the video to be basically not monetized because of anything that might come out. So just give me a second, people. Give me a second. I do chat. Go. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to mute the people's microphones. Do apologize about this, people. Give me a sec. Let's see everyone's screen. Strange. Can't see it. Yeah. Strange, very strange. Okay, yeah, we'll go back into it anyway. We'll just do it. I don't want it to go too long. So, okay, cool. So I'm just going to zoom to anywhere on the chart, and you can already see I've been breaking down this myself already through the course of the day. Yeah, so we're just going to go anywhere. I don't want anyone to say you're cherry picking a trade as well. So this is as far as we can go back, and it's a 15-minute time frame strategy. Yeah, so this is as far as we can go back here. Yeah, and then we're just going to start from anywhere. We're going to start right from here, to be fair. Yeah. What you need to do is have your TDI. I've given this TDI out in the group. So if you go into the group, any single person can get this TDI. It is right here, as you can see. It's right here, right there. There's the TDI. You can add that to your trading view. All of my settings on this TDI are absolutely generic. There is nothing else on this apart from I changed the middle line to a black line. That's about it. Literally everything else is just generic. It's the basic setting. Just throw that TDI in your chart and let's go. I only put it to a black line because the 50% line that can show me if the trend is an uptrend or a downtrend, not necessarily having to use it on this strategy. But it's just, I just wanted it there for the sake of me having it on my chart right now. Yeah. But you don't have to use it for the strategy. So what we're looking at when we come to this strategy, yeah, we're looking for where we see the shark fin. Let's start from this day here, because this day here, the TDI is obviously, there's no more chart data going back there. So when we start here, yeah, we're looking for a shark fin out of the TDI, the first one in the day. And this is how it is. Don't worry if there's shark fins all over at the other periods of the day. Right now, you're just looking for the first shark fin of the day, your first shark fin, which this is your shark fin. Again, if anybody's not aware of what a shark fin is, or they're not aware of what the TDI does, I have a video on my YouTube that shows this. I will put those in the description of, I'll put the links of those in the description below. I'll put about TDI Divergence, where I speak about directly on gold, and I'll put the TDI video there as well. This is a shark fin right here. This is what they call it, yeah? Cool. So what we're going to do when we've got that shark fin, yeah, we know our shark fins here. We're looking for when price turn, yeah, to its next color. So we can see that before it did this shark fin, it was red, yeah? And the shark fin occurs, just so everybody knows, and I'm not going too fast, when the the fast moving average, that's this one here, yeah, comes out of the Bollinger Bands. Yeah, the Bollinger Bands are these two periods here. You see the top one and the bottom one, and then there's a middle line as well. When the fast MA, moving average, comes out of it, that's when your shark fin occurs. So it came out, it's red, yeah? We're waiting for it to turn green for us to tell us that the pullback, quote unquote pullback in the market, the new structure, higher low, higher high, whichever you want to call it, but the pullback basically has possibly finished. Yeah, so we can see that the pullback has possibly finished here. So just so we do it for this video, we're going to go here like this. Yeah, and then what we're going to do now is from the start of the day to here, this is all to do with market structure, this whole video as well, by the way. Yeah, we're just going to go and get a rectangle box, and then we're just going to go to where the last high of this candle was here for now, and then we're going to go down to the low. Now we're going to make this anyway better by just seeing when this pullback finishes. We can see the pullback finished here. Yeah, so we're just going to do another, not that. We're going to do another one there. So this is the highest period, and this is the lowest period right now, where this pullback started and it finished. So we're just going to draw our box zone in here. And because it came out from the bottom, we're looking for buys in this pair. Whether it's right or wrong, doesn't matter. Yep. I want everybody to understand this. Doesn't matter. Yeah. We're looking to see if price is going to buy. And you're going to see what I'm saying from the breakdown of this. Yeah. Cool. So now as we pull this out a bit more, yeah, to this zone, What we are looking for now is for this, yeah, candle structure to break this level here for a possible continuation of a buy. I can already see from my eyes that this is a losing trade, but it's no problem at all. We'll continue, or let's just see for now. So when it's done that, we moved this. I can get this out of the way. We don't need that no more. Yeah. We're just going to stretch this through the whole course of the day now. So you can stretch it for a couple hours. So we're looking to see if the market respects this zone as market structure. I know they said before in one of my YouTube videos that, oh, it's harder for people to understand stuff. And if it's not like this and that, you are not going to remember what I said at the beginning. Let's assume there is no golden method on one little line is going to tell you, okay, buy now, sell now. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn market structure. And if you're inexperienced, you have to take the time out. Like I said at the beginning of the Zoom, you have to take the time out to become experienced in learning market structure. Yeah. You have to be willing to fall asleep in front of the computer if you really want to learn trading and you really want to change your life. This is just the reality of it. It's not a joke. It's not you're going to be on the beach every day just chilling and making 10K, no problem. Yeah, maybe in 10, 15 years you'll be like that, but not when you start. Nobody's like that. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, cool. So why I'm saying that this is possibly a losing trade, just so anybody is aware of here. Yeah, we go to this level right over here. We can see that the market had broken out from here, you see? So some people would have said, okay, you know what? I'm going to bang my trade in here. I'm going to put my stop loss and I'm going to take it. So we're even going to say that was a losing trade for now. So let's go over here. Long position. We've got in on this candle. Yep. Our stop loss is below here. So it's about, what? Let's just make it a little bit longer. Never put it directly on that point. So we'll put about 65 pips. Yeah. And then we're going to make this 120 pips. Yeah. Going forward. 120. So obviously the market didn't go. So we're going to make it, yeah, about there. Yeah. So obviously the market did not do what we wanted it to do. It obviously hit our stop loss in this area. That's fine. We can see that a secondary trade appeared now. What do we have here in the day? Yeah. So you can even see why this is important because we can see what just happened over there. But we're going to get into this. Just give me 1 second, people. Yeah. We're going to get into this. I hope you're with me, people. Are you with me? Can I get some? Yes, John, I'm with you. I'm watching what you're doing, John. Because this is serious. I literally was going over this again for another couple of hours before I went out today. It's not a joke. This happens. And I was just laughing. That's why I said to myself, hold on a second. It seems to make more sense for me to just give this out as an actual Zoom meeting so I can do what I'm explaining now and break it down to you even better rather than just making it, cutting it short in a YouTube video and then no one understanding what's what. Or not the majority of people understanding what's what. So we see it. People with me? Yeah. I can see some people are falling off. Again, if you've got things to do. If not, it's up to you because this is some serious learning here. Yeah. Of course, I completely understand you can do that and see what's ahead. But remember, I'm not, yeah. Remember, I can't see what's ahead of me. I'm not seeing what's 3 days ahead of me, 4 days ahead of me right now. So I don't need to do the replay mode right now. Yeah. Even if I do it, I don't need to do it right now. You got to understand what I'm saying here when I go into this. Yeah. So it's only because I zoomed out, you saw what happened there. But from when I zoomed all the way back to here and started this, you wouldn't have seen what happened there. Cool. So now we can see that we have another, yeah, when I break it down, we have another shark fin right here in the day, which is great for us because now we're looking for another buy. Yep. So when this did happen, we do the same thing again. We see the shark fin here. We see a green here. Yeah. So here's where it turned green. It turned green there. Even though it turned red straight after, it's fine. It turned green there. And then it turned red on this candle here. Yeah. That's fine. So we know that this is our zone. We got our highest period up here and our lowest point down here for market structure. I'm only using the TDI realistically to give me an idea of where pullbacks are happening as well. So what I said to myself is I said, okay, cool. Just to make this better for people, you can draw a secondary zone right now. Yeah. And my secondary zone is based on a darker color. Why is it based on a darker color? It's based on this because now I'm seeing that this is a deeper pullback than this first zone. I'm just going to go over to here, go over to the microphones for a second. Somebody's mic is open. Yeah, cool. Now, follow what I'm saying here. You've got your first entry, simple as day. This is to help people with market structure that are not aware of it. And it's to help you find a trade in a day, in a session on gold. Yeah, cool. You had your first entry here. You had your TDI cross here. Yep. You drew out your zone from the market, which was your high to your lowest period. You wanted to see a break of this area because price works with market structures. That simple, especially gold. It respects it. If it breaks out of an area, it might just continue. Rather than overcomplicating it, we do not need to do that. Let's just act like robots for a second here, just like an expert advisor would. Yeah, cool. Price broke out, you lost this first trade, but then it pulled back again, the TDI here, and it gave you your next entry. So we know that here's the highest point, here's the lowest point. Yeah, right here. So all we're looking for now is a break of this area right here. Yeah. We've seen this this go here, but we haven't seen a break of this area. So we've let this one go for now. Cool. It's no problem whatsoever. Yeah. We've had to leave this trade because obviously the day has finished. We move on to the next day. We repeat the same pattern. Remember, you do not have to sit here to see this happen. Yeah. You just have to see. If you want to, it's up to you. Obviously, if you want to start breaking it down, but you can get into a period where you probably can set alerts for this. You want to get into this period over here now. So we go into the next day and we're like, we left that day, there was a losing trade. Cool. There was no way this trade didn't buy. Why this trade didn't buy, we don't know. Didn't break through. We can clearly see on this day, there was a reason to why they held price. Could have been news, could have been anything. Yep. What I call it is manipulation. And then they use news most times to correct it. That's what happens, I see. Yeah. But then even if we do this with that same trade, you can see, I want people to see this first before I continue. And then we do count this day as a losing trade the next day. Yeah. Notice what's happening here with market structure. The same exact zones I drew out from the day before, there was nothing wrong with that. Pay attention to this. The next day, it did the move we wanted it to do. Not a problem, because again, if you was to have entered, yeah, and you was looking at the secondary level, first trade was a loss, your secondary level, you're waiting for the market to break what? This area up here, because this was the highest point, yeah? What did it do? It broke it right here in New York session open, yeah? This would have been a winning trade, but I'm not even going to cheat this strategy. I'm not going to cheat it. I just want you to understand what I'm saying here, yeah? And how it does do what I'm explaining. Cool. So again, we can see the breakout. Your stop loss would have been below this level here. You would have obviously been looking for X amount of pips, depending on how far your stop loss was. And then you would be looking for at least 2 pips going forward. Yeah, 2 sets of values going forward, sorry. So even just for the sake of this video, yeah. So I break it down nice and clear for people. You would have entered here and your stop loss would have been below here. So this is about 150 pips. Yeah, cool. So you got 2 options here. And this goes down to your back test. And obviously I can't go over this through this whole video. You have a choice. This is what I said. I started talking to myself when I was making this video. Yeah, you have a choice of your stop loss being down here for your safety. Yeah, which you can back test this. Sorry, this is a short one. Let me go into the long. Yeah, you have a choice of your stop loss being down here. Yeah, or you have a choice of your stop loss being below the last impulse high. Of course, you're always going to have a better entry when you're a better stop loss in terms of tightness when your stop loss is below the last impulse, which was obviously this candle that broke structure. Remember what I'm saying here. What broke structure? This candle here, after the whole of this day, was the candle that broke structure. See how you're waiting for things, yeah? This is when they say patience, broke structure. Cool, yeah? And then you would have had an entry right here, and your stop loss could have been below this candle that broke structure, or if you wanted to be safer, below here, because we know this is a strong level of interest in the market. If the market stopped here and bought all the way up to here, this is obviously a strong level in the market. Cool, no problem at all. That's there. You would have had a stop loss here or there. Yep. And then if you had this one, what was this? Let's say that was 70 pips. You're looking for 140 pips up. Isn't it ironic how it pretty much did? Let me zoom in. I want everyone to see, so it's not like I'm showing the screen. It did 140 pips. If you put your stop loss just below here, you had about 70 pips stop loss. It did 140 pips. If you put it down here, it was about a 1-to-1 trade. This is the ratio here is 1. Yeah. So you would have never lost the trade. You just wouldn't have had 2 going forward. So still, again, there's nothing crazy wrong with that. I know some people are going to go into the maths, but yeah, if you continue to do that, again, remember, it's a process. Trading is not based on one trade or one loss. But just for the sake of the video, so I'm not even being a cheater. I don't want no one to say, John, you're cheating, you're cherry picking. No, but this is what it did do after. No, we don't play that game around here. We don't play that game. Yeah, so this was a losing trade. Okay, now remember what I told you, because we're basing our confluences. Yeah, no, it's the truth. It's the truth, because there's always the naysayers running around thinking that you're just talking for talking's sake. When this stuff happens, man, it happens every day. It happens every day. And if people think that there's some secret source to trading, there isn't. People are just being they're just being active. As soon as they see something, they enter the trade. They don't wait on 100 things. They don't look at the flying wombat strategies and this, the that, and oh, because then somebody said this over. I'm telling you guys and girls, you're wasting your time thinking that all these hundreds of confluences are helping you. Price has to move to a level. Price has to move off of a level. Remember, but price can only buy, sell, and consolidate. It cannot do nothing else. So you're either going to be right or you're going to be wrong, or you're going to be flat, yeah, in the market. And you're going to be flat when it doesn't break your structure zones. You'll see when we get into those trades. So why I'm saying this, again, this is how I teach in mentorship. You see how I'm not just going and running you through everything. I'm breaking it down and I'm having a conversation with you while we're talking about it, yeah? Again, so you can see here, look what happened. So we did have a TDI spike out of the water here for a sell. So in this day, we should have been looking for our sell. So I'm going to put my zone from here, yeah, from the start of the day, obviously, from here to here, yeah. And this is how you wouldn't have even lost this day, sorry. So now let's do it this way. So let's just do it for the whole day, because we can see the days here. Even though we know this happened, and I broke down to you how a trade would look when it wins, yeah, because we can see the break of structure, yeah. You can see right now. So here's the day. So again, I'm going to change this one red, yeah, just so we can identify that it's a sell. I'm going to bring the color in a bit more because I don't want it to be too bright. Yep, this is our first zone. So we've got our weaker zone, we've got our stronger zone. Obviously, the further it pulls back, if it pulls back too much, then you might still not take the trade. But if we see a setup like that, I'll explain it there. So again, simple, very simple. Nobody overcomplicate this. Your first confluence is what? Your TDI. What happened at the beginning of the day? The TDI came a shark fin to the top side. We're looking for sells. Doesn't matter what trend the market's in, what's happening here. Forget it. Forget it. You're a robot right now. Remember that you're always a robot when it comes to trading, because our emotions is what kills us in this market. We're looking for sells. If we're looking for sells, we need the market to do what next? Yep. We need the market to do this. We need the market to break this level here to say that the market has broken structure. Simple. This is all market structure, what I'm teaching you here, and how you can find your trades in a day. So now here's what I'll give you an alert on. So if you want to put an alert somewhere, can you do this? Add alert. No, you can't. How you do that one now? I've been a trader for a few days. It doesn't matter. All right, cool. So we'll do this anyway. We can press Alt and H, yeah? And then all we have to do is right click on this line, and then you go to add alert. Yeah. When you go add an alert here, you just want to make sure, obviously we're on a 15-minute time frame. So the alert comes for every 15 minutes. You want to go to XAUUSD crossing horizontal line, put once per bar close. So that means every time the bar closes, you get the alert. And then you want to set the alert to here. So you could say XAUUSD, instead of crossing vertical line, you could put market structure break bearish. So if you wanted to get fancy, you could put your TP and your stop loss levels here already if you've got to go to work. This is what you can set yourself up for if, you know, the market's moved to this point before you've gone to work or before you have to go out. You can start putting your levels here, 1750 SL. You could put TP. Do you understand? You could do all of that. That's completely up to you. Yeah, but you can leave a message there. When you leave a message there for yourself, an alert message, you get a little clock. You see? So I don't have to stare at this screen all day, because obviously from the time that it did this breakout here, there was what? So let's just see what time it is here. Yeah. So this was 3 in the morning. So it's Asian session for me. So we was waiting for a break, and it didn't give me a break for hours. So literally, if I was sitting there, I'd have been staring at the chart for hours for it to just go the other way. Do you get it? So do you know what this day would have been? Again, remember what I told you. It can either buy, sell, or consolidate, which is flat. So this day in the market, which is a professional term for professional traders, you was flat. You didn't trade. The market did not give you an entry. Because why? The market did not break your structure. Simple as day. And I'm hoping the people that are leaving the Zoom right now, because I've seen 5 people go, I'm hoping they have something to do. Because if they didn't have something to do, this is very valuable information. I'm going to say it loud and clear. Yeah. Because people see me posting testimonials and all these types of stuff. And I swear to you, they probably think I'm using some mad secret super source and all this type of stuff. I am not doing that. I just understand what certain confluences do in the market and the results of what they can give you. Yeah. Simple as day. So we could see this was a losing day, this was a flat day. Let's go over to our next day here. So our next day here, this one does look like a losing day because we can see the same thing here. We can see our pull out of this level here. No, sorry, I keep saying it's a losing day, but it could be a flat day. So sorry, bear with me. I'm just looking at the chat. Yep. No, I have to be real with people, and this is what I'm like. I'm real, man. I'm real. There's too many people. They want you to be, I don't know, maybe some eccentric, like, listen, guys, this is what we do. We look at the chart and we assess it this way, and you're gonna win. You're gonna win. I don't know about that stuff, mate. I don't know about that. What I can tell you is that if you just follow simple rules and you understand you're gonna lose some trades, yeah, you will get better if you actually just learn. If you're going to lose some trades, you're going to win some trades. Me and my students, I'm telling you, we're going through these trades. I've had people that come to me, know absolutely nothing about Forex. I give them the strategy, what I teach in mentorship. And within 3 to 6 months, if they're not break-even traders, they're making money. And it's not a joke. It's just the truth. This is what's happening because I'm cutting out all the nonsense and I'm giving them a no-nonsense approach to the market. There's too much nonsense that people want to talk about half the time. Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Get yourself some mentorship. It's the best way I can honestly say it. If you really want to learn, get yourself some mentorship. The prices that I give out just for even the entry mentorship, which I'm doing Zooms like 3 to 5 times a week, like this, it's so cheap. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's because it's not hard for me to be able to do it in a sense. You know, it takes its time. That's pretty much it. So again, let's go into. I don't want to go off the point here for the people. No problem. That's okay, no problem at all. Like I said, it's a conversation I'm going to be having with you as well. So it's not just me digging into your brain. This is what you must do. Like, it's a conversation. We're here to have fun and we're here to learn. So please speak. So I don't want to go into, even if I go into it, doesn't matter because we're looking for the confluences. So again, we go here. What are we looking for? Sorry, yeah. So there was the shark fin out. Boom. So we can see here was our shark fin out. We're looking at structure for the course of the day so far. We can see there's our high, there's our low. And then we could just do this. Yep. This was a buy. I want to make sure I set this color right for everyone so nobody's seeing it. Did we see the market break to the top side here? No. So this day we are flat. So you can see what's happened here. You've had one losing day, flat day again. Okay. Now, yep. Here. This is what fun is. Doesn't even matter that we can see the market's moved. We've seen a break to the top side on the TDI. I'm telling you, this is some funny stuff here that I'm giving you out. The only thing that people have to worry about when it comes to this is 2 things, yeah, when it comes to what I'm explaining to you here. And this will really show if somebody's a trader or not, is 1, be robotic, follow whatever happens straight away. See this, boom, mark your zone, be patient, wait. 2, don't over leverage. Just because you're doing this, if you haven't been in a period where you've tested it first and then you've grown with it as well, don't just start coming with all your outside problems and thinking the market needs to care and do what I'm explaining to you and it has to work every day for you, and then you're going to make 20,000, clear off your debts or whatever problems there are. Please, Forex doesn't work like that. It's not the banker's job to care about our personal lives, our personal situations. I tell traders all the time that information. It's really not the bank's job to care about it. It might sound harsh, might sound bad, but they don't care. They don't care if we're going through issues. They don't care if we probably haven't even eaten yesterday. Unfortunately, they don't care. They really don't. It's not their job to do that. It's their job to move price. And it's our job to understand where they're moving price to, or where there possibly is a better way of putting it, moving price to. So again, we can see here, pull back out of the TDI. Everyone can see this nice and slow. I'm not running all over the place. I'm doing this nice and easy. Remember, losing, flat we had. Now we can see the pullback here. I'm going to answer the question in a bit. We can see here what we're looking for today. We're looking for a sell because look where the TDI is. Yeah, we're looking for a sell. Again, we can see from the start of the day to where obviously we saw the TDI cross out from, which was here. Yeah, and did a shark fin. Boom. Let's just put this through the course of the day. And then what do we have here, guys and girls? We have our first winning trade. Why is it a winning trade? We had a breakout of this structure. If we zoom in, let's get rid of this TDI. Let's go here. We had a breakout of this structure. I'll call it here, about here. So yeah, about here we had a breakout of the structure. So let's say we got in on this candle. We put our short position either on just above where the structure is. So I could see that the market stopped about here. So it's up to you. And this is where back testing can come in for the trading. You can back test this because I'm technically back testing it with everyone watching this right now. Remember, I'm not cherry picking these trades. No one can say that because we can go through these trades. I'm not cherry picking what the market's doing next. I'm looking at it, paying attention to what I'm seeing on my one confluence at first, which is the TDI, and then I'm using my experience of market structure to understand it. But I'm trying to let people know how they can understand market structure better. Yeah. So you could either had a tight stop loss, back test this if you want to do that. Yep. So let's say you had about 30 pips here if you wanted to. Yep, which just above here, we could see the market was playing around this area. So before it broke out, there was a play around here. So you could have it just above there, or you could put your stop loss here. So about 70 pips, yeah? And then if it's 70 pips, of course, you've got to be looking for 140 pips going down the other way. So when we go 140 pips, it's about here, right there. So look at it. So yeah, before the market even got to this huge breakout, you would have hit your level. So let's go back down to the breakdown of this trade so people can see what we're talking about here. So let's just call this a week so far. It pretty much was a week, I believe. So you can see here, was this a Monday? I can't see if it's a Monday in here, but yeah, you can see here. Well, obviously we didn't trade this day. We didn't trade this day, but let's say we traded here. So you had one losing trade, a flat day in the market. You have, remember, you can set alerts on this, just how I showed you here. This is how, you know, much easier you can actually make this. Yeah. We can see one losing day, one flat day, another flat day, a winning day. So if you lost here and your ratio was obviously 1 going back and 2 going forward, yep, remember you've only lost 1, but on this day you've won 2. So now you're actually profitable by 1. So all of these 4 days you were looking to take a trade, just based on what I've told you now, and I don't know how much more simple I can realistically make that in terms of intraday gold entry scalping, yeah, you was more profitable by the end of the 4th day, yeah? Okay, we can proceed. And you remember what I'm just explaining to you here? You just have to pattern parcel this. So before I proceed, in fact, because it is a Zoom with people in here, I'm obviously going to ask if anybody has any questions first, yeah? And then I'm going to read this question out, or see this question first. Boy, you learned a lot since. Of course I have. So whoever it is in the Jeremy Cash days, whoever it is in here from my old gold group, because I did put a link in there. I've still got the group, but I'm not active in the group. I don't speak in there. So that's why I don't promote the group. So I did put the link in there. But I've obviously learned a lot from those days. I spent a lot of time obviously getting serious. Yeah, he's very good, Jeremy Cash. You get what I'm saying? I respect him completely. He was a person that, you know, was like literally getting me into the game. It was my first like steps of getting into the game, in a sense. You get what I mean? So yeah, and people that know me from that group are aware of that anyway. So yeah, no, he's very cool. Like I said, obviously he went into options and stuff like that now and different types of things. But I just did what, you know, even he gave me that advice. He was like, continue, learn, get better. And this is what I did, and this is why I'm here now. So again, I'm going to ask, has anybody got any questions now before I continue to proceed with this, so we can see the repetition of what I'm actually explaining here in terms of trading? Anybody got any questions? It's hard to say when you really break down everything, how long it actually took me to get here, because in a sense, yeah, it's like, so it's how long did it take to learn what I know now, yeah? Really, it took me, the TDI is the traders dynamic index. The TDI is this thing here, by the way, as well. It's this thing underneath here. There is a link in my Discord. I've shown everyone. If you go into my Discord, join it, go to the general group. There's a link right there. So you can save it to your trading view right there when you click on that. Yeah. So what I was saying about this, so the amount of time is that I spent a year solid just engulfing like all this, just taking in all this information. People got to understand when I say this and time again, and they think I'm joking. I'm going to even show you something now, which isn't a joke. Yeah. I've gone through all of these indicators here. Look, We're talking so many different indicators and more, yeah, that are not probably even in there, yeah. I've gone through so many different things. So people need to see that. I've gone through hundreds of indicators as far as I'm aware of, yeah, in 1 year. Obviously, the Corona year where COVID hit was my biggest year in terms of learning because, of course, everybody was at home. So I take it a lot of people were learning at that period of time. I wasn't the only one. There was a majority of people that were just, you know, taking in so much information. And I went through back testing, hours and hours of testing. I was just in a period where I could do that. Maybe some people have 3 kids or newborns, they couldn't do that. I don't know everybody's circumstances. Maybe they still had to go into work, some people because they were key workers. I really don't know. But my position I was in a position where I didn't have to do all of that stuff. I could just soak in so much information and I did nothing. I want people to understand that I did nothing but do Forex. If I wasn't trading Forex, I was on the phone to one of my people that already are, they were already like, at this period, they were already completely profitable. I'm talking, they've been trading maybe 3-4 years before me. Yeah. If it wasn't for one of those people, I would be on the phone to them. I'll be speaking to them saying, okay, yeah, what's going on? What are you looking at? What are you doing? What's going, you know, I was on it basically is what I'm trying to tell you. I was on it like Sonic. This is what we say. Yeah, I was fully on it. I wasn't slacking. I wasn't doing half-assed. I wasn't doing wishy-washy, basically. Yeah, I was fully on it. And you can easily get to that position if you can pace yourself over that, but just realize that that 1 year I learned all that information might take you 2 to 3 years when you can, you know, you break it down. You don't have to go, because I would even say my one was borderline, probably not healthy sometimes. Like I said, I was falling asleep at the computer. You know what I mean? I'm up to 4 a.m. in the morning, literally looking at a chart for, and I've been up that day from 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. because I had to catch London session. You get where I'm coming from. So don't put yourself in that situation. So anybody, just break it down over a period of time, you will get there. But what I can say more than anything is stick with one thing. This is what you're going to continue to see me do in this Zoom. So yeah, anybody else got any other questions before I get back into it? So we don't, so if anyone that's trying to learn, they can understand what I'm saying here. Any other questions, people? Okay, if we've got no questions at the moment, you can still put your questions in there. I'm going to continue and put it down to, let me just see, it's just, let's see, I find it difficult as a, what would you say is the best indicator? Again, all I use is the TDI in terms of entry for an indicator, and I've been very clear on that from the majority, from my first ever YouTube video. There's a TDI at the bottom of my screen. So people will think that I'm using, you know, many different things. They think it's the best indicator. I've never used anything more in terms of entry than a TDI. I've always used the TDI. Like, I literally kid you not. I could swear by the TDI. The TDI is a good indicator. Again, you will win trades, you will lose trades. That's what the problem is with what people trade. They expect the TDI to always win trades, even if all their confluences matches. All your confluences can match, but you still lose a trade. It's the market. People got to understand it. Doesn't mean you're trading wrong. It's literally just that. TDI works on indices just as well. Literally. If that's what you're talking about, does the TDI work on there? Yes. Does this strategy per se work on indices? I'm not going to guarantee that just yet, because I need to go do my own testing with that. But I know it works on gold because obviously, as people can see from the beginning of my videos, I traded gold. I'm aware of what gold does. As people can see, I trade out what gold does, you know. Of course, I can still, again, lose trades. I'm not going to say I win every trade, but I have been trading gold for a long period of time now for me to be able to assess what it could possibly be doing. So the TDI, if you're wondering if it works on indices, if that's what your question is, the TDI does work on indices. Yes, it does. Yeah, I get it that you have children as well, and like what you said there. But you just got to put yourself in a period of, whenever you do have that spare time, try and learn what you can do. Trust me, there is no rush to Forex. Everybody keeps putting this magical rush on Forex, and the majority of people is because they want to quit their job. But really, you're not supposed to quit your job to trade Forex. You're supposed to put yourself in a position where you've made enough money from Forex whilst working, and then you can leave your job. Not quit your job, you leave your job. That's the best way for me to put it, because when quit, it just sounds like, yeah, I'm going, I'm leaving now. I don't want to see your face again, Sam. You know what I mean? You don't want to put yourself in that position. Don't do it. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. It's the biggest mistake. And I tell every single person, stop doing that. I tell them, man, there's proof in my DMs. I tell them every single time when they tell me, should I leave my job? I'm like, nope. Even there was a student that asked me the other day, you know, I'll be clear, obviously I'm not going to say who it was. He asked me and he would testify if he's in the Zoom. I said to him, don't do it. Don't leave your job. Don't do that. If you're not financially comfortable, as in you've got yourself a year's breathing space in terms of your money to pay your bills and stuff, don't do it. Just don't do it to yourself. It's not worth it, because the market is random. We're still just retail traders. We don't have billions to trade with. So let's be real about ourselves. That's kind of it. So, okay, let me get back into it now. And then if anyone does have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm here with you guys and girls. It's my Saturday. I could be off chilling, but I'm making sure that I'm trying to teach some people some information. Like I said, I'm passionate about this and I do want people to obviously succeed, and it's cool. Again, just like anyone would say, if they succeed, I succeed. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, wow, I was actually able to turn someone into, you know, to make 20,000 this year. It doesn't have to be 100K, a million. It could be 5K from 100, $200. If they make 2, 3, 4, 5K, you still did a huge achievement. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get into the second part of it, hopefully, if I remember, about understanding what trading actually is. But I want to go back into this first and then go into that. So the Zoom has some, you know, it actually has some meaning to it as well. Because I know a lot of people go onto it, they'll click on it, YouTube, they'll get bored if there's not me telling them, buy now, you win 100,000 here. You know, I know how it goes, but please, I really wish people would listen to what I'm saying more than trying to trade all day. They would save so much money, so much money. It's unreal. I've been there. I've lost those thousands. So I feel your pain. Trust me. I've lost them just like everybody else. You have to go for it, but you don't if you're being disciplined, then you obviously find the right information first. That's the best way for me to put it. So again, we can see here what we're looking for. We're looking for our shark fin TDI. What do you know? We have our shark fin TDI here. We have our high period. Of course, the market does break back through it later. So let's just say we started here at the beginning of the day. We put our low period here. Let's just put this through the whole course of the day like this for now. And just pay attention to how the market's moving around this whole period here, where it is. So we can see, boom, we can see right here, but it did break through here. So technically, when it did this and it gave another bounce, we could have put another zone here. So we will just do that for the sake of the video. Again, we're looking for sells. So sorry, this should be people. I will be answering your questions. Like I said, I just want to make sure that it's got actual knowledge in the Zoom. So this should be a sell. I'm gonna go here, right here, boom. Okay. And now the secondary zone, like I've told you, you want that. Okay, no, this zone wouldn't have been like that. Let's be absolutely real with ourselves, because we wouldn't have seen the future. Yep. See what I said? Even though I don't have to do the replay mode, because I'm honest. If you're just honest with yourself, you know what you're looking for here. If you're like, no, that worked, then no, obviously you're not being honest with yourself. We would have only seen this level, so we could have marked out the market from here, and it did respect in the future. Tried to break it here, didn't. You can see it failed. So we'll go here. So this zone here is my secondary zone, which means it's a heavier pullback. If it's a heavier pullback, I'm just going to make that color a bit darker. So I'm aware that, okay, this is a stronger level to sell from than this first level here. Yep. No problem if you got to go. Completely understand. You can watch the Zoom. Like I said, if people actually have to go, I get it. You know, it might be late. They've got things to do. We're all humans. A lot of us are parents as well and stuff like that. Completely fine. No issue at all. But like I said, if they're just leaving because they feel it's not interesting, then honestly, I feel like they're just a disservice to themselves. That's just the truth of it. Is the 15-minute chart too good for a new trader? I would say no. If you're a new trader, go to the higher time frames. Always start from the higher time frames. Really, what people should be teaching a lot of people is stay on the higher time frames if you're new, then go down to the lower time frames. Because why I'm saying this is you need Forex to be very slow for you, so you can see what's happening, whether it's you're learning candlestick patterns, trend lines, whatever you might be learning from anybody else out there, or even myself. Go to the higher time frames and then learn what's happening. Then once you know what's happening on the higher time frames and how the market is moving, in terms of structure, double top, double bottom, anything you want to learn, patterns, doesn't matter. Then you can go down to the lower time frames using that same strategy or that same information you understand there and trying to find what you're looking for. That's a better way to do it, because you'll get a lot of fake outs if you just go on a 15-minute time frame. You've got the markets moving for you at that period of you being new too fast. Go to the higher time frames first. It might take longer for a setup to appear and all this type of stuff, but it's okay. Test yourself to show that you can be a patient trader. You don't have to be running at 1,000,000 miles per hour. The market's not going nowhere, like literally. And that was my issue. I started on the smaller time frames before going to the higher time frames, which stopped me from being as profitable as I could have been at that time, a lot quicker. Basically, it just literally stopped me. Just literally, like, it was ridiculous for no reason. If I just stayed on the higher time frames first and then came down to the lower time frames. So we can see straight away here. That again, we had our first pullback here, we had our second one here, but remember, we're only caring if the market breaks this area right over here. What do we see here? We see the market break this area. Remember, I said your stop loss can be above the breakout candle because you're not expecting it to come back because it's actually broken out, or it could be above here. Again, that's down to your testing. If it was above this breakout candle, yeah, or let's even put, yeah, if it's above this breakout candle here, so let's just say you put it here, and then now you're looking for your entry would have been on this, not this candle, your entry would have been here, sorry, and on this candle down here. Your stop loss would have been about here. So let's say it was about 60 pips. So you're looking for 120 pips going down. Of course, the market didn't hit 120 pips going down. So now the choice is up to you as a trader, whether you would have had a break even in this trade. Let me just use this because then it won't pop up. You'd have either had, so you would have entered on this candle right here. You would have either had a break even on this trade when it went X amount of pips, because I think this went about 90 pips. So you definitely should have had a break even on that trade because it went more than 60 pips in one direction, which 60 pips is your stop loss. So 50% of this would have been 50 pips, 60 pips, sorry, 50% would have been. So you should have had a break even on this trade. So I'd call that a break even trade, either a break even trade or you took your money. Even at 50%, you could have took some of your money off the table. So if you put your stop loss at entry after it went 60 pips down, took 50% off this trade, even though it went back to your break even, you would have still been in a winning trade here. So again, you had a winning trade here, winning trade here. We go back. Remember, this one here was a what was it? This one was was it a breakout flat? I'm trying to make this sure the colors so I can see anyway. If I go to the TDI, yeah, sorry, this was a flat day because it didn't break up, so you wouldn't have entered. This one here was a flat day because it didn't sell down, and this was a losing. So you had the losing, flat, flat, winning, winning. So you had 2 days winning. So now you can see from even the breakdown of what we've been doing here, you can start to see, yeah, what's happening here. Do you get where I'm coming from? And you can see that even though you had a losing trade here, but you kept to what you're doing and you had your flat trades here, you now are profitable. So within the period of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you are now blue in this account. Simple. It's really that simple in terms of how you can enter these trades. What's not simple is people being able to understand they're going to lose trades. There's going to be days they're not going to be trading. But what this helps you with is days where you're not supposed to trade because the market didn't do what you needed it to do. If it doesn't do what you need it to do, you don't trade. You don't force to look for a trade that day because it didn't break this level. So why are you looking for a buy? You wouldn't trade it. Simple. You get it. You're in that type of position now, and that's what this is great for, in that type of sense. So I'll ask again at this point, is there any questions that people have to ask me or anything like that? I'll just continue. Any questions based on this strategy as well, what I'm showing here? Remember, this is an intraday entry strategy, is for letting you find a trade setup within the day, the best possible position, because you're seeing a break of market structure. This is what you're seeing. Yeah. Anybody got any questions? So I know. Nope. Okay, no problem at all. Let's go into this. So what do we see here? We see our next one. Our shark fin's right here. Boom. Yeah. See it there? We're going to the next day. So where does it start? So we're going to cover this whole zone from here. I'll go there. We'll go up to, where does the shark fin stop? So the shark fin stops here. We'll cover the zone around from here. So, and then we bring this down to here, the course of the day. Let's zoom in, make sure we get that tight. Yep. Make sure this is right. Boom, boom. Yep, so it's about there. So again, we would have been looking for a sell here. So on this candle here, this could have been a losing day for you, but you can see the market didn't really do anything, because I could say, okay, the market did technically break this zone here. You can see this candle did break it. You could call this a break. If you probably go up to a higher time frame, it's a wick. But again, we're not going to cherry pick and be like, oh, it could have, it didn't, because obviously we're not in a trade. So even if we call that a losing trade, again, you're still up from these trades. Then you go into your next day here. What are we looking for in this sense? Okay, we can see the market did this, so it did that again. Simple. We go here. Where is it? Here's the highest point here. We go down to here. We go here. We break it across like this. Nice and simple. Where is it? Yep, there. We're looking for a sell. Did we see it? We saw a sell right towards the end of the day. Now, again, this would be up to you here. Never actually lost, but by the end of the day, you didn't see a breakout. This is before the market closed. You would have still closed this trade at a break even. You would have been in profit because you entered probably around about this candle here, and you would have been in profit. This wasn't actually a candle break. It was a wick. So this trade here, I would have called this a break even, yeah, because you pretty much closed your trade here because there was nothing there. Again, we go to the next one. Do we see this here? No. We go to this one. Is that wick? See here. So first one, this was tight, but I wouldn't say it is. I would say this one is. You want to see at least a pull out. This was really on the line, so I wouldn't call that one there. Again, you can make a mistake with it. It's not a problem. Nothing's supposed to be perfect in this game. Yep. You go here, and then what do you see? Boom. Same thing. Mark yourself up. You're looking for your sell. Did you see a break of market structure? No. So you would have been flat right here. Can everyone see how simple in terms of trading this is? You see, you didn't see a break of the structure there, nothing there. Can everyone at least see that and understand what I'm saying here? I'm giving you a situation where you're being able to trade. You're being able to know when to trade now, because people's whole idea is, but when do I enter the trade? When do I get in? I'm showing you when you can get into a trade, where you can put your stop loss. From where your stop loss is, you should know where your TP should be, because for the maths to work, it should always be at least a minimum 2 going forward for it to be better for you in terms of the maths. Doesn't have to be. You can still be profitable with one-to-one trades. You can be profitable without trades even going one-to-one. Well, of course, you don't want to be losing a load of trades, but at least it gives you an average of, let's call it the basics of retail trading. You can put your stop loss somewhere. You can put your TP 2 places going forward. So I've given you entry and where you can put your 2 TPs going forward. I'm also showing you the idea of how important market structure is here and what it can do for you. Is everybody following what I'm saying when I'm speaking about this right now? Are people still here with me? Are they sleeping? Are they sleeping on the job while John's here sweating, trying to teach? Is anybody still here with me? I see you're still here with me, my friend. Anybody else? Do you get what I'm saying to you here? Because everybody froths at the mouth over gold and what gold can do. With a 0.1 or 1.10 lot size, because that's a heavy lot size for a $50 account, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, even with 0.10, that's an incredibly big lot size that you're using on that account size. If you're especially trying to trade gold as well. And again, that's a very vague question if you put it that way as well, because you're saying how long can it take to grow? Look at the question you're asking me again, and this is psychology. You can't teach people psychology. That's the problem with psychology. You can only show them. And this is why I do these long Zooms and stuff like that. And I talk, so people can drill it in their heads. Even if you don't get it straight away, you come back to it. Yeah. You can see straight away here. Yeah. look what happened in terms of your trade setups: losing, break even, losing, flat, flat, winning, winning. What was this one here? You was looking for a sell. So this was this a losing day? I can't remember. Yeah, so losing. Yeah, let's just call it that. I believe this one was flat. Oh, sorry, was this flat or losing? I can't remember this one. Sorry. So I think this one was a winning day. Let's go here. So I can see on the TDI quickly. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, this was break even, and this one was flat. Yeah. You want to grow. You've just asked me a question. How fast can I grow my $50 account using 0.10s? Nobody can tell you that these trades would have appeared like this. So therefore, it's not possible for me to give you an exact time frame. Do you get where I'm coming from? You have to take the trades. You have to, the market has to do whatever it's deciding to do, and then you'll grow it. And this is why I tell people that there is no problem with growing small money into huge money. I said it in my hyper growth video, but the naysayers came from the mountains. No, you can't do it, John. You can't. Because all they're thinking about is you must win 10 trades and you'll be fine. But no, if you do what I'm explaining here over a period of weeks, over a period of months, over the period of a year, yeah, you start to become more profitable than you're losing. When you're doing this type of thing, you're not going to enter 25 losing trades. Do you get where I'm coming from? You might get a flurry of 4 losing trades, but then you get a flurry of 3. But because the way you've been doing your take profit levels with 2 going forward as well, you're in a position where you should be okay. Do you get it? You can go into, I can do this for 2 months and we'll get results on this. I could do this for 3 months worth of this, but the Zoom will be a lot longer. I'm going to go through it quickly, just because I've broke down the strategy now and people are aware of the strategy. I'll go through it quickly and you'll see what I'm saying after this. So how do you know where to draw the end? It's at the beginning of the Zoom. It's at the beginning of the Zoom, but I'll show you again here. Yeah, it is at the beginning of Zoom. I explain it. So right here. Yeah. So here's one. So here is one which I was in earlier, and I'll show you. So again, you had your stop hunt here. This is when you see these type of ones, this is great. You see the pull out of the market, yeah? Because that's what your first confluence. Remember, I'm only telling you to trade with one indicator here. Anything else I'm telling you to trade with is what naked traders will trade with. So no one could be like, oh, again, why are you using indicators? I'm using one indicator. There's always a naysayer. This is why I do that voice. There's always a naysayer. Don't listen to them. Just focus on what you're doing here. Yeah. Look, when it pulls out of the TDI like this is perfect. This is a better looking setup. So when you've got good looking setups is when you see these type of pullbacks, because you can see they're extremely like stretching the market basically. So they're extremely doing that. Yeah. So let's go in here. So when you see this TDI pull out, we're only looking for buys in this day. Obviously we can see it bought now. Doesn't matter. Does not matter if I'm using replay or not, because I'm not going on what I can see here in the future. I'm going on what I can see as it's happening. So as soon as we see this, yeah, as soon as it turned green, boom, yeah. As soon as it turned green, so it turned green, this TDI would have turned green at, so I just got to move this out of the way. It would have turned green at 14, it would have turned green at 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, for me. Okay, that's cool. So then the next thing I'm doing is now I'm just like, okay, yeah, bing. All right, cool. I'm drawing price, yeah, from, sorry, let me go here so it makes it even slower for you. I'm waiting for it to turn green, then I'm waiting for it to turn red because it came from the bottom. Look, bottom turned green, then it turned red here. So here's my next vertical line I've put. I'm doing the vertical lines just so people can see that. So we know where the TDI has turned green and pulled out of the Bollinger Bands at the bottom, shark finned. We know where it turned red after. Yep, cool, that's perfect for me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my box from here. Can you see from the top here all the way to wherever this last line is? Yeah, the low. So the lowest period we can see is right here. Yeah, and the highest period was here from the start of the day. Now what I can do is I can just do this across the whole period of the day like that. Yeah, that's what I do. It's the first pullback, literally. Isn't it ironic how much the market respected this during the course of the day? It just respected it crazy. Did you get it? Yeah. So now we can see straight away what we're looking for. We're looking for a buy. Yeah. But of course, if we're looking for a buy, we're looking for the market to break up. It didn't break up here. Didn't. It failed as there's a wick. Even if you see this start pushing, don't start buying. Wait for that candle to close. Only an impatient trader would see this and think, yep, it's working. Because they can do this so many times. They can try and break structure. It could be this huge. I've seen them candles this huge and they put it all the way back into structure. Haha, we're going down. Don't enter the market. Yeah, cool. So now we say, okay, they broke to the downside. So currently today I'm flat. I don't want to enter this trade. I'm flat right now. I don't want to be in here. Yeah, this is what you say to yourself. Yeah, cool. Now the next thing you need to do, I'm hoping again people have gone away from the Zoom because they have things to do. If they ran away, I'm just going to be laughing, because whoever stays here to the end, they will be the people that will be making profits. And I'll say, I told you. Because remember, I trade even a completely different way and I can still make profits off of this. What I'm giving you here is something I've tested, I've seen, and I'm like, okay, this is something fantastic for obviously the general public to be able to learn market structure and use one indicator for entry. Yeah, cool. So again, we can see now what we're seeing is it broke to the downside. So you'd still be flat going into London Open, which is 9 a.m. in the morning here. Now, remember what I've taught you already, yeah? Now you want to draw another zone, but we're going to look for the TDI. So boom, this is where it would have been a key for you. You didn't see another shark fin TDI here, but of course we know this has gone to the downside. If you are still watching this day, because we don't know what's on this day here, we would have been literally watching the market, expecting to get our trade on the one instrument gold we trade. Yeah. Now you're in a position of, it has broke this level. What am I seeing here? You're going to be, obviously, to look for your buy, you want this to realistically come out of the Bollinger Band again, like this, innit? But now what you can see is, look, boom, you start to see divergence. So from here all the way down to here is divergence. You might be saying, okay, but which one would have I entered on? Okay, you might have got faked out and tried to enter on this one here first. Yeah, cool. So even if you entered here, yeah, doesn't matter. Sorry, you wouldn't have entered there. You might be looking at, sorry, this is what usually people would be doing. Let me break that down, because usually people would be trying to enter whenever the TDI turns. But this is why I'm giving you this extra thing here. This is why I said people will make money if they really take on board what I'm saying here and they're patient traders. Again, look at what I'm saying. You would have said, okay, it turned green here. Yeah. So realistically, my low of my box needs to be here. I'm just starting it for the beginning of the day just to make it just clean cut. Yeah. I could start it from here if I want to. I don't even have to start the second one. I could start from there if I want to, from here. But I'm just saying, just so it goes through my whole trading day, so I can see the whole level of the zone. The low is right here. You can see where it turned green. Boom. It was on this candle right here at 11:45. And then I'm just going to push this through the course of the day like this. Again, I'm not entering because what's it done? It's pulled back one more time. Remember, I still haven't entered this trade yet. This is how people lose, because someone else would have entered the TDI here, put a stop loss here, stopped out. Do you get it? Stopped out. No. You ain't trading like that, because you're coming away from that idea. You're respecting what the market is doing. Yeah. So now I'm waiting, but what I can see, because I'm learning about trading, I've learned more about what the TDI does. I've got a video on divergence as well. Again, you'd have seen divergences occurring here. So you're like, a big buy is due to come soon. So even if you wanted to add another box in here, yeah, boom, yeah. Now you've got two ideas of what's going on here. So you can see, boom. So let's just say you added another box right here, yeah. And remember, I'm not just adding these boxes out of thin air. We can see even the TDI crossed over here, yeah. Cool. And we can see there's divergence on this TDI, clear as day. Price is going down, the TDI is going up. Yeah. Now, if you wanted to be an extra cautious trader, you're like, I'm not entering till it breaks this first level here. But we do have to bear this in mind. Don't be a novice trader at the same time. Price has sold 100 and let's say about 40 pips, let's just say, down one direction. Doesn't mean it can't go the other way, but you have to understand, if it does want to come back up and break this level in the day, it might start get exhausted as it continues to go up, because it's already sold X amount of pips down in a day. They've already decided one direction, which wasn't yours at first. So bear that in mind if you want to be, a cautious trader. But even if you was cautious, even if you, let's say, wasn't cautious, what do we see here? No word of a lie, exactly what I said again before, and it's happened again. You see a break of the market structure right here. You would have entered on this candle here. Now, you obviously had to be careful here. Again, this is where you start to get better at it, and you can back test what I'm telling you here. It's not something I'm just showing you and you're like, but in theory it doesn't work. Back test it, because I'm back testing it with you right now. Like literally, I'm back testing this with you. And please tell me if I'm not, if anyone can tell me so I can explain, so they can explain to me if I'm not doing that. So we're going to go for a long position here. Yeah. Boom. Where do you set your stop loss here? Obviously, you don't want to set your stop loss all the way down here. You can, but you don't want to, because to me, that's a huge stop loss. Now this trade starts to become a trade. I'm like, do I really want to enter this trade? Because what I'm expecting for it to do the rest of the course of this day. Don't be a novice trader. If you want, again, and this is back testing, you can't just take what I'm saying on board and then tomorrow on Monday start trading and think, yeah, everything's going to be mushty, everything's going to work for me. Do you know what I mean? Back test it so you can see what I'm saying. Cool. Now you want to put your stop loss most likely at this breakout candle right here. So let's just say it's about 85 pips. So we're looking for about 170 pips, 100, yeah, about 170 pips in one direction. Yeah. Again, we didn't get 170 pips in one direction because I can already, like I told you, it's already used X amount of pips in a day. Yeah. But we did get how many pips in this day? We did get about 100 pips. So we got at least a 1 point. Yeah, see, so it's here. We got a 1.3 ratio trade. Not the best in the world, but something. Enough for it to go at least half of what you needed it to do was 85 pips. Yeah. And yeah, so it went at least this level here. So when it went here, you should have been looking, so at 85 pips, you should have been looking to take partial profits from there anyway, and then a stop loss at break even. So you would have made money in this trade still, even with this rubbish, this poor looking setup. You get it? There is no specific session. You see what you're doing again. You see what I'm saying? Stop looking for specifics. The market doesn't care about specifics. You see, no, I have to be real with you. You know, I love every single person here. I want them to know that. But I have to keep telling people because you can't teach, because you see what happens. People come into trading and they've got this idea of, they feel like they don't know the right information. They're going to find the right information. And that's the information of all they need. But what they really take away from the equation is the randomness of the market, the fact they're going to lose trades, and the fact that there is no golden strategy. They forget that. They completely forget that. And the fact that they forget that is terrible. Saturdays and Sunday sessions are the best for new traders. Saturday and Sunday Zoom sessions, yeah, the best for new traders so they can learn. That's what it is. But that's what the problem is. Do you get what I'm saying? I get you, but that's what I'm trying to say. The whole point of what I'm saying here, yeah, is that, and why I'm doing this Zoom is I'm giving a strategy away, because if I was just talking, I can talk about these things, but people won't listen when you talk. They want to still figure out how to make money. This is why I'm giving away a strategy. I get it. I completely get it. But again, it doesn't, I could teach people a billion different strategies, but if they don't understand the psychology of what the market can do or how it behaves, it doesn't matter if I show you exactly how to win trades. You're still going to make a fault for reason when the market can be random. Is what I'm trying to say. Do you get it? And you have to understand that. So again, there is no best session to trade. Don't listen to anybody. So the only thing they can say is there's less volume in certain sessions. Okay, but I've seen them make huge volume in Asian session when it's high impact news. I've seen New Zealand pairs move 150 pips in Asian session. So is Asian session the best session to trade, even though everyone says don't do it? Do you get where I'm coming from? There is no best, and there is no best anything in Forex. There's find a strategy like what I'm showing you here and just do it pattern parcel. And you have to seriously do the data testing for time, and then you'll have your results, and then run that through an equity simulator. I tell people, if you want to take trading serious, you need to trade one strategy for a year. Like a year of data will tell you when a strategy works best and what time periods in the year it works best, because trading is extremely seasonal. Again, something that people don't understand. In the Christmas periods, yeah, holiday periods, trading markets could be either very erratic or very quiet. I personally seen that in January, and people that joined me with any of the services I had, January was rubbish, but December was great. Some people might have had a great January, I don't know. But for how I trade, remember, it's what your strategy is. How I trade, January wasn't good. Do you get it? But then February was fantastic. Fantastic trades going off everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. So was there an issue with my strategy? Is there a problem with January? No. You know what I won't do? I won't say, don't trade January, it's rubbish. I will go and see the next 3 Januaries. So the next 3 years, is January always terrible to go and trade? Are my results poor in January for the next 3 years? Oh, they are. Now I can have an educated reason to say, I'm not going to trade January with my big money, especially at the points where you start wanting to trade hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do you get what I'm saying? This is what people are not doing. Too many retail traders are coming in and really not grasping the concept of the big picture when it comes to Forex. They're too sucked into the fact of they want to quit their 9 to 5. And I keep telling people, the bankers don't care if you want to quit your 9 to 5. Do you really think Harry has come into Lloyd's TSB Bank today to put in a big order and he's thinking, no, I don't want to put this order in there because Junior's waiting for New York session for me to pump this? He's not doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not doing that. If he wants to pump it now, he's pumping price. He ain't waiting for you. So people need to understand that. Do you get it? Like Forex is random sometimes. You can have an educated guess, but it can be random. I noticed one of the major things is that they used January to stop hunt everybody. The specific news they were waiting on for the whole of January was the FOMC news. You might start to see patterns like this. So the FOMC news was released and they used that news to stop hunt the life out of swing traders, pushing trades 200, 300 pips continuous in an old trend. You understand? In 1 week. Just to get you out of the market. This is what happens. It's okay. I have to, man. I have to. This is what I said. Everyone else that's jumping out of these zoos and stuff, yeah, they're not being serious. Like I said, if they've got something to honestly do, God be with them, great. You know, really, I completely understand that. Do you understand? But if you're just leaving the Zoom because you fully think that what I'm saying is not valid, I actually feel sorry for that person in terms of the knowledge they're just losing. Because I'm trying to explain the realness of trading here to people. And this is why I would prefer to do these in I think I should do a podcast about this or about trading. Too many people are coming in with the fake idea of trading. And I'm not even going to start blaming those people that are driving Lamborghinis and all that. It's not that. It's not even them. It's the individual that comes into trading. They're coming into trading because they're just trying to quit their job. That's what happens with the majority of people. And I'm telling you, stop doing it to yourself. Stop doing it. Push yourself in a direction where, oh, this is what I was going to get into, and this is important. This leads into that coming into a more serious manner. Now, we've had our little bit of jokes here. All right. And I've explained the strategy. And if you do have any questions about the strategy, I'll ask again before we come to, you know, closing the Zoom or anything. You know, I said, I love you guys and girls and I'm here for you. Yeah. All right, cool. So hear me out in this. Yeah. Of course, people can dream, but again, Harry don't care about your dreams, man. Yeah, do you think Harry cares about you and your wife's dreams? No. Okay, Harry's got his own dreams with his own wife that he's got to secure. So he's going to dump price in Asian session while you're waiting for it in New York. You don't care. You don't care. That's the truth. It's own. All right, cool. So getting into it, yeah. And when you start seeing trading like this, you start to understand what I'm saying. You're like, you know what? I get him. I get what you're saying. All right, cool. So anyway, yeah, people need to start looking at Forex trading the same way they look at their stock portfolio and their crypto portfolio. Yeah. Again, too many people are trying to make daily money off of Forex, and it's not an issue with that. But you don't make daily money off your stock portfolio and your crypto portfolio when you first start it. Nobody does that, especially stocks. You invest into stocks for years, let it compound, let it grow. Then when it gets into a period where it's actually some type of balance in your account, 100K, 50, 100K, whatever it might be, yeah, then you start to either take money out and put into other investment portfolio things, yeah, so housing, whatever it might be, you do that, yeah, to again, because, and the only reason why I say this happens is because of the scalping aspect. Remember, scalping the market didn't exist years ago. It was when they started doing these brokerages with these mad leverages they started giving out. I'm not too sure exactly when the year started, when it did start, but when people first started trading, yeah, there wasn't nothing to do with scalping. People were looking at Forex when a broker would call you up and tell you, if you put your money in this by X amount of time, we can get it to this amount of money. Do you get where I'm coming from? People got to understand that's the original place of where Forex came from. Yeah. There wasn't all this other jazz that we're seeing right now. Yeah. And that's a big, huge issue here. If you start understanding, you will become a profitable, consistent, professional trader if you look at it. Yeah. Do they trade weekly or monthly time frame? Of course they do. So if you look at it from a professional point of view, and I'll get into that question in a second, you will start to treat Forex like a investment portfolio. And that's what the banks and stuff do. The banks don't trade on a 5-minute time frame or a 15-minute time frame. They don't trade on those time frames. They trade from the monthly going down to probably the worst case, the daily. So they might have an entry on the daily, but trade the monthly, weekly, and daily. And most times they probably even get an entry on the weekly. They've got too much money to care about what the 5-minute chart is doing. They don't care, because their one inkling of money is going to blow any 5-minute data completely out of the water and make every trader scream. You understand? Remember, they're using 200,000 lots or whatever. They're using crazy lot sizes. Yeah. So again, the whole point of what I was trying to say, which was on a serious note, is people need to start trading their Forex accounts like investment portfolios. That means they're only looking for long-term growth. So once they've been trading for 3 to 5 years and the account has compounded to a certain amount, then you can start putting yourself in a position where you pay yourself. You can do this whole thing where you want to over leverage and do all of that stuff, by all means. But again, if you want to be really serious with your main account, exactly what I'm saying there makes sense. Can one use the Bollinger Bands on any platform? What do you mean by any platform? Like any trading platform, do you mean as well, by the way? What do you mean, any time frame or any trading platform? Yeah, it's the same thing on any, you can use it. I think there's even on stock platforms as well that you can use Bollinger Bands. I think I've seen some people stock videos. You can do it. Again, it's just one of those things. Nothing is a bad strategy. I can't lie to you, Forex most of the time. It's just how often does it work? Pardon me? Literally. No, I don't trade by. We're not allowed to trade binary options in the UK. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm sure there was a ban on it. I can't remember where it was. There was a ban. I'm not sure if they've lifted it now, but there was a ban at one point, so we couldn't trade options. It was like it was allowed, and then I think too many people were going into it again, fast money, and then they put a law against it. So it was either that or unregulated people were letting people get into the market. So maybe unregulated brokers, and then they put a ban on it, basically. Long story short, so I'm not too sure if we can trade it in the UK, but I have no need to worry too much. The only things I'm looking into right now is crypto, and then I'm going into stock portfolios next. I'm aware of how to trade cryptos because I'm aware of market structure. I go over this with my students in mentorship as well. If you actually pay more attention to market structure, exactly what I'm showing you here on gold, but then pay more attention to it on cryptos, you will actually be perfectly fine in cryptos. Even with its 50% dive it did now, you would not even be sweating, long story short. And that's what a lot of people do. They just pay too much attention to news with cryptos, looking for obviously the big pump, rather than actually knowing how to read a technical analysis chart. If they actually read a chart like they do on Forex, a lot more people would be successful with cryptos, basically, as well. A lot more people would know when to buy, when's a better position, when to buy, or to add, even though it's selling, basically. Any other questions, people? I've pretty much answered. Has anybody got a question about this strategy? Because obviously it's going on YouTube. I don't want nobody to be confused. I think I did go over it pretty well in this, so it's kind of be hard for people not to get it right. You can even see this next day here as well. If you've got anything on this strategy, let me know. This next day here was a winning trade. You can see shark fin out. You would have drawn your box there. When did it break the box? Boom, it broke the box like here. Stop loss would have been above this level here. Boom, winning trade again. So you can see what I'm saying. Like, I'm telling you, you'll win more. I would say just from seeing this strategy and back testing it, on average, you're looking at a win rate of about 60% on average, if not more. You know, it could literally be one of those. Yeah, fundamental. I'll tell people all the time, fundamentals is good for pushes in the market, but fundamentals are can just lie. I've seen fundamentals come out positive and the market sell. I've seen fundamentals come out negative and the market buys. So yeah, price action. Most times banks are going for price action and liquidity hunts. That's really what I've seen. a lot of the time. It's literally why I gave out the call out on gold. I'm like, I told everybody, like, if we go into here and we go into the weekly time frame here, and then we go right here, I gave everybody this, and anybody could have got in this. Again, simple market structure. Anybody could have got in this right here. There's a liquidity hunt over here. We can see there's a wick left on the weekly time frame. I told everybody from when gold was at this level here. So if they just looked at market structure and they pointed out the fact that obviously this was a resistance level here. So when it broke through here, so let's go in this candle and go into this week. Simple as this. You can see right here where it broke through. Where is it? I swear it even broke through less than that. Was it here? Yeah, it was here. So you can even see here, even if you got in here, you could have caught this little buy going up here. But there was more. I swear there was another one I did. Can't remember. I'm always drawing too many lines, as you can see. But yeah, simple as that. My main thing of what I'm saying is that even if you didn't trade that, well, I did, but even if you didn't, gold is going for a liquidity hunt right now. This is what it's doing. My idea was that after I gave out this sell to every single person. Go check Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in my Discord. The information's there. I gave out this sell here to everybody right here. It was about almost 1,000 pips. I gave out this one, which was almost 2,000 pips. This one here. Again, I just wait for my trades on gold. Like, I don't trade the lower time frames. I don't have to. I just wait for the trade to come in and I slam it as soon as it comes in. It might take 2 months to appear, but if I can make all that money with only checking the charts every 2 months, why am I checking it every day? That's what the idea I just came to myself with. And I've got other strategies, like I say, where I trade on Forex with my students. So gold is going to start from, this is where I believe it will do it from. So let me give me a second. Here we go. This is what I gave out to everyone free and on YouTube. So if you want to take a screenshot of it, please, by all means, you can do. This is what, oh, sorry, yeah, there was the level right there. So you can see when the candle closed. So we can see straight here that these are the levels. I would say, obviously, there's a level of interest here on gold for a long-term sell. I'll put a tester entry in here, nothing heavy. I would be putting my heavier lot size right here on gold once it does do and clears this liquidity hunt here. Simple. Again, there's not one indicator on this chart right now. And if gold goes to one of these levels and sells, it's just proving the fact that people are overcomplicating the life out for us and they're looking at too many aspects. And you really don't need to do that. And I keep telling people, yeah, this is exactly what it is. You really don't need to. I'm really telling you that. Again, it's because people want, they want to over leverage the life out of it. So they'll get in here and again, like I said, we'll put a 1.0 there without the understanding that, okay, what happens if it breaks that level? Give yourself a 1, 2, 3 start. So put something here. If I put another one here, I'll put a tight stop loss. If it does stop me out, I'll look for the next level and probably enter again. I'll try and enter 3 times on this trade because the amount of win to loss ratio is huge. If we look at this, if I entered from here with a heavy lot size, which I'm planning to do, yeah, let's just say I give myself about 250 pips stop, yeah, or about 250 pips stop. Even if, in fact, I'll make it even tighter. I'll probably make it about there. So put 1.5 stop. 1.5 stop there, yeah. And then now look at this. This is the possible ratio I have in this trade. 17.5 ratio in this trade. So yes, I could have scalped all of this. I'm not saying I couldn't have, but realistically, if I could just enter a trade here and hold it for another 2 months, I'm Gucci, as they like to say. I'm not stressed. And people think I won't do it. I've done it at least 4 times over a period of the last year. I'm telling you, I do it all the time. And I tell people, but again, they will want to come to me and they'll ask me every day, what's gold doing? What's gold doing today? Because you know why? They're trying to quit their 9 to 5. That's why. I'll tell them, chill, man, chill. Made a break. Yeah, doesn't matter. Wait for it to get to the key zones. Again, you see what happens is when you're going down to the lower time frames, yeah, you're seeing all of these breaks and retests and all of that malarkey, yeah? Go to the higher time frame and look, this is money. This is money. This is bloody stinking money is what I call it. This is money here. They're not going to leave this money. They're going for it. They're smelling this money right now. They're like, yes, I love this money, man. I love it. This is money. I'm telling you, my students have seen it too many times. Any of my students that are in here, they can testify for what I'm telling you right now. they will go for this wick. They will go. I'm telling you, even if it's not now, even if they sell it down 500 pips, they will go for this wick. So my idea is that because they're pushing it and they broke this old sell, then of course we can see here's the next old sell. But if it goes to here, I can't see, they never went for it that time when I gave out this trade. So why this time is perfect for them to go for it. And the market is creating a nice like type of uptrend from here, basically. So as we can see, it's respecting the market uptrend. So we can see that all they're doing on a weekly time frame is a weekly uptrend right now. That's what they're building into. And if they've got that much momentum to it, why quit? They could go all the way up to here, basically. Long story short, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them buy NFP, them going towards this. So if they keep buying it all the way to NFP, and I've seen them do this many times on gold, then by the time it gets to NFP week, they'll sell it, or just after NFP week in March, they will sell it. Basically, that's what I see for a long-term projection on what gold can do. Anybody got any other questions? Yeah, I'll be updating everybody in the free group. Like I said, when it comes to gold, I give out all of it for free. Like I said, anything that comes to Forex pairs is what I give it out in the mentorship, or you get alerts in Neo, and obviously Trinity as well. Trinity, like I said, I'm trying to find more of those type of scalp trades, like in terms of the trades you saw, what I just showed in the beginning is to Zoom, not the setups, but in terms of you might be in a trade for a day or two, basically. Can you? What are you talking about, the TDI, or in what sense? Can use the indicator and everywhere. Yeah, the TDI, I've got a whole video on the TDI and what it actually does, you know, on average, what it does basically, and how it draws the patterns of the M's and W's, and you can find the M and W second leg. So it's in my YouTube. Again, I'll put the TDI and divergence video to this video on YouTube. I'll most likely upload this tomorrow, so it'll be in the link description, so you can see that. If not, go over to my YouTube channel and then just look for a video. It says TDI. It says 1,000 pips gold TDI XAU USD divergence. That's the TDI divergence video. And then there's another video that just says TDI, like clear as day on the right in, and you'll see it. So if you see it, those two videos there, you can watch them. You can use the TDI different ways. But overall, you basically got, it's the same type of thing. You're looking for a shark fin, pullback, another pullback entry. How they catch us out in these markets is that they don't have to do only a double top or double bottom, which is a W or M. They could do a third leg to it. Sometimes they even do a fourth leg, but most times they extend it to a third. And that's where people will try and get in on the second leg, but then they do it one more time, manipulation through news or something like that. And then they go and do the move on the third time. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful of that. Anybody got any other questions? We're almost leaning up to 2 hours in this Zoom now, so I've given up a lot of time, and I've tried to be as cool and as fair as possible when it comes to breaking down, obviously, a strategy and stuff like that. NASDAQ is going to buy, of course. It's why people invest into it. Remember what I told you here. Again, think about the big picture. Even when you want to trade small, think about the big picture. What does everyone do with NASDAQ when they want to trade their stocks and all that stuff? Nobody's just banging a whole bunch of sells on the stocks. I don't even, can you even sell stocks like that? I don't even know if you can. I don't trade stocks, so it's not my forte, but I don't believe anyone's view is it's going to sell and then it's going to crash. It's more, even with this war, you know, if think about this, this is why the war is cool and everything, but they didn't lock down every border with this war right now. Do you understand what I'm coming about? What they're trying to talk about with Putin and all this stuff. Corona shut down the world and the NASDAQ sold. Yeah. Of course, the NASDAQ sold. Yeah. But it recovered immensely from the sell it did from Corona. Think about that. So even though the NASDAQ is selling right now, obviously a long-term projection, it's in a yearly uptrend. So why would it sell? It would have to turn into a yearly downtrend, which isn't going to happen. You get what I mean? It's just not going to happen. Literally, America would be in uproar, and we would know about it. It would be all over the news if the NASDAQ was going to sell, and it's not. Yeah, it could always do that, but I always tell people trade NAS US 30 like cryptos by the dip. That's what we've got to do. Buy the dip. Again, you should really trade them because we can micro trade them because we're traders, people have an issue with that in terms of, you know, they're always trying to make big money off of it because they can make quick flips. But realistically, if you trade it like a long-term trading portfolio, just like a stock portfolio, even on trading on MT4, you will make money. Buy the dip, hold the dip, use the right leverage, stop loss. You'll most likely make money because all it does is break the old high and create a new one. Like, how many of us have seen that in here? It just breaks the high and creates a new one. That's what it does. So, you know, loads of people on Reddit apparently have put in posts and stuff like that. And they're like, if you was to have bought all of these types of things at any point, you would be profitable. All the scare of, oh, it's too high, don't buy it now, are the people that are losing or not making money. Because again, remember, I've just told you the realism of it. If it sells, America is in calamity. The NAS, especially like SP 500, you know, people put money into SP and put it for investment growth. It's 500 companies in America. Well, 500 companies going to go bust in America overnight. No, it's going to take a long time, or there'll be a huge uproar like of things going on for you to understand this. If it was going to sell, you know, never come back, it's most likely going to keep buying. So again, find a dip, put your, you know, your stop loss in there and everything, and then just continue to buy it. Simple. That's what I would say. Again, too many people are trying to, you know, get this ultimate trade. So that's what causes them the issue of not making money, especially in like US 30 and stuff like that, and why they're scared of it. Never be scared of that. It buys like 80% and 90% of the time. So that tells you if you buy it 90% of the time, you're going to win a trade. Like, it's really that simple. Hopefully that answers your question, my friend. I don't think it will go that low though. Let's see. Let's see. Anybody got any other questions? I get to the end of the soon. Seeing it here again, this shows you exactly what I spoke about. They left the liquidity here, so they're not going to leave without going to that liquidity. They smell the money, they've gone for the money. Here we go. If we go right here, this is technically between here and here is a key level, so they're probably going to go to around to one of these two zones. There's some more liquidity here, so they sell it anymore, they'll probably go grab this liquidity over here, as we can see, and then you're looking at a continuation. So you're either looking at a continuation from here up here, or you're looking at a continuation from here to here. And this is how I told my students. I told them that if you're putting yourself in a position like this, again, there's not going to be a lot of people that watch this Zoom to the end, and they're the ones who are not going to make this money, man. They're not understanding. Put yourself a tight stop loss here like this. Yeah, you can do that this time, and then aim for the high, because just what I explained to you is in a yearly uptrend. Yeah. And then, okay, even if you miss that entry here, long position, you enter here and it gets here, put yourself another tight stop loss like this. I would say even put yourself a stop loss underneath this level here. So this one here, just put tight because it might break it, you know, but this one, make a bit bigger, obviously use less leverage. And then what you do, you aim for the highest point again. There you go. It's really that simple if you enter here, but too many people are going to be trying to put a 1,000 lot in here and blow their account sideways. Use leverage. If you've got a 10K account and you use the smallest lot, by the time it goes all the way up here, that's a good amount of money. Again, long-term trading portfolio, always think about that. Trust me, you'll make the money you're trying to make through compound growth in 3 to 5 years. You will. But all of this trying to make it within the next year, so you can just be, you're just kidding yourself. Don't do that. A lot of these millionaire traders have been trading for much more than 5 years for them to be in that position. There's very few of them have been trading for a year or two and they're very successful. A lot of them have been trading for 10 years or more even. So cut yourself some credit, man. You're doing the right things. You're in the right place. You being here, you being even in other zones, you're in the right place. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's really that simple, my friends. Again, too much emphasis. You're putting emphasis on a moving average, my friend. Forget about all of that. Don't stress yourself about all of that. Your job is not to care about all of that stuff. Your job is to see what you see clear as day. We see there's the markets came to this level, stopped at this level. Our idea is to buy it from this level because we know, again, it's in a yearly uptrend. Look, why do you want to sell that? Who wants to sell that? Oh my gosh, I would never sell this thing and expect it to hold. No way. You get me? People scalping and selling it. Yeah, that's all. Congratulations, kudos to them. But come on, man. This is telling you, buy me now. Just keep buying me. Just keep buying me. It's not going to pull all the way back down to here. This is a calamity. I keep telling people Corona didn't even push price. Look, where's Corona? Where's Corona drop? 2020. Here. This is Corona's drop. Look at what Corona. Remember, they shut the borders. Nobody in their lifetime has seen what Corona's done. And I don't care. And nobody could tell me they have seen how bad the effect of business closures happened during Corona. Yeah. Nothing else can compare to that as far as I'm aware of in terms of worldwide pandemics. Yeah. And look at what it did to the chart. So please somebody tell me why they would think price would just sell for an infinity here. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can see it's even just doing it here, the same type of thing, but it's just going to a major level. It's going to buy back up, man. It's going to buy back up. There, you can even see if that's the maths that you've broken down from it, then there you go. You can see it's not going to do that, man. It's not like, that's the best way for you to put an equivalent on what can happen with these markets. Is it that extreme as what Corona happened to Corona? That's the best way we could say the most extreme thing happened in terms of markets. I know there was a ton of people that made money during Corona, because I remember you just used to have to wake up and press sell. You could have literally phoned any of your family members and press sell. I remember brokerages were stopping you from trading because they know that, because people were probably telling their family, look, put £1,000 and just press sell anyway. You would have made money during that whole month to two of Corona on gold, on this, on US 30. So do you get where I'm coming from? But it's not that bad. So again, look for your key level and buy. That's what I'm seeing here. Just do that. Don't stress yourself with this. US 30, same difference. Again, US 30, same difference. You can see what it's doing. It's just doing a liquidity grab. Look. Right here. There's liquidity here. So it just needs to grab that liquidity. You can see there's a zone here. Right there. Boom. And it's going to buy off of that zone most likely. Charge me Mac. My Mac is dying. It's going to buy off of that zone right there. So there, and that's it. Literally just keep it that simple. Don't overcomplicate this. Oh, even if we go down to the weekly, we can see there's liquidity here. I told you, it sniffs the money, it goes for the money. Again, liquidity trading is not just trade the liquidity as you see it, like, oh, it's going there, because they could take time before they go to any liquidity. So don't think it's something you just have to just trade. But if you see price right beside it, and it's probably gonna go for it, man. It's really that, like, again, it's that simple. It's just like that. So you find your key level. Again, the biggest problem people have is not strategy, because I'm showing you how simple trading can be. It's leverage. Too many people are over leveraged, and that's why. And they're not realizing that really, if you had 10,000 and you trade with a 0.01, 0.02, you would not even care what the chart's doing in the course of the day. But when you've got 10,000 in your account, you're going to trade with a 3.0, 5.0 lot size. And yes, you're going to start caring, because you start blowing. This is what happened. A trader came into Neo Group and traded when I had the bad trades in January. He traded 25% of his account. How are you going to trade 25% of your account in 1 month? It doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, you've told me basically from that you're not looking at long-term results in trading, not just Neo, just trading in general. You can't come into the game and trade 25%. And even if you are, I keep telling people, you don't trade high leverage with a lot of money. Try and do it with small money. If you can't do it with the small money, don't dream of doing it with the high money. Simple. That's always tell people. Is why I showed the hyper growth video. Simple as that. You know? Anybody got any other questions? We're leaving it there. It's 2 hours now for the Zoom. I've been talking. Congratulations, my soldiers that are still here with me. The Forex warriors that are still with me. Anybody else that left and they didn't want to see it through, it's up to them. Obviously, because it's going to be recorded, they're going to watch it. But again, it's always better for you to be in a position where you can ask me these questions. And it's not every day I'm going to be able to do Zooms like this, where I can give out information or even be present enough to give out information. Again, I have to give the majority of my time to my students because it's my job to make the people that I've invested into Forex obviously profitable traders. Any other questions, people? I'm gonna leave the Zoom there. What do I think about 1.10 leverage or 0.1 lot size? It's no problem, my friend. Told you. It's okay, man. It's okay. Anybody wants to get into those services, you can obviously see it's worth your time. Of course, in the mentorship, I go through the trades we're looking at just so everybody can see that. That does stay to the end of this video and watches it even on YouTube. We have a bunch of trades we look at. You've got a strategy on how to enter these trades as well. I'm trading these same pairs with you as well. So it's not like I'm giving you something I'm not trading. And then we gain entry on these pairs when they obviously give us our opportunity to do that. And then through the course of every single day, or at least 3 times in a week, I'm trying to give you some update either on a Zoom or through charts I put in a certain section. And then I'm saying, look, these are the trades that are ready. But by the time you're in mentorship for a month or two, you're pretty much aware of this entry strategy and you just wait for the trades. Again, what was your question? I just see that, Junior. You said, what do you think about 1.10 leverage? What do you mean, 0.10 leverage, or what do you mean in that sense? Yeah, I suggest to most people, if 50 GBP and 1 to 10 leverage, you said, I don't really know. I trade 1 to 500, so I can't really speak on that too much, my friend. I do apologize about that. I really am kind of stuck around that 1 to 500. It just makes it easier for me because I've traded it so long now. I try to not trade any lower than that. The lower your leverage like that, the easier it is for you to trade. In terms of you won't blow your account as easy. Pardon me, sorry. But if you have 1 to 1,000, etc., then yeah, you can blow your account sideways because it's more money. But again, like I said, yeah, I really do suggest people just come into mentorship. Like, don't run from it. I'm not a person trying to just take people's money out there. And again, any single mentorship student can tell you that. Just join mentorship, stay in mentorship, learn more information if you don't become consistently profitable. But if you do become more profitable, then kudos to you as well. Like I said, I've turned people that have no idea of how to trade into people that are understanding the markets. And I've done it into people that actually start to make profits in the market as well, because I'm just giving them a direct, no nonsense approach to A, B, C. Stick to that, follow that, watch it happen time and time again, trade this through the course of the year with me, and you'll see what I'm saying. Literally, that's what I do. So yeah, on that note, then I'm gonna have to leave it there, people, so I can get some sleep, man. As well, it's 12 o'clock here now. So yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you, guys and girls, and thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate you all, and take care. That's okay, man. It's okay.